Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today we are actually talking about a potential job you may have been offered, especially if you're current U.S. military personnel or working for a U.S. defense contractor. Here's what's going on. This is actually insane. Now, Facebook said on Thursday that it upended an Iranian government-backed hacking attack that targeted U.S. military personnel and defense companies on Facebook before trying to basically move those conversations with those people elsewhere in order to infect the victims with malware. Now, in a blog post, Facebook linked the campaign to a group known as Tortoiseshell or Imperial Kitten, which basically has focused primarily on the Middle East prior to this, and this time, though, they were mainly focused on the United States. And I quote, "In an apparent expansion of malicious activity to other regions and industries, our investigation found them targeting military personnel and companies in the defense and aerospace industries, primarily in the US and to a lesser extent the UK and Europe." That is according to Facebook's head of cyber espionage investigation, and there you go. Now, as part of a social engineering effort, the attackers posed via fake online personas as defense and aerospace industry recruiters, or claimed to work in hospitality, journalism, medicine, and other NGOs or non-governmental organizations. Now, the social media giant said that it removed the offending accounts, blocked the sharing of malicious domains, and notified the potential victims and shared threat information with others in the respective industries. Now, those blocked domains included fake recruiting websites, a spoofed U.S. Department of Labor job site, and several domains that actually used the Trump family name. And that basically is coming from Mandiant, the cybersecurity firm, obviously trying to leverage the former president's name, persona, multiple businesses, etc. And obviously there's obviously a good chunk of, well, all of society, that obviously supports Donald Trump, including in the defense industry, whether you're in the military or not. So obviously these things are going on, and I think it's important to bring these things to light. This is obviously a quicker video than the ones that I typically do, but as these things continue to, basically move forward, and we are seeing a lot of different phishing campaigns, a lot of people aren't necessarily educated on these kinds of things, and so I think it's really important to understand that these things do exist, and they are leveraging those free and open platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn, everything else. I get a ton of messages on LinkedIn, not just from followers or whatever that want to send me breaches of the week, notifications or ask me questions, but I also get a lot of recruiting. And if you were to go through that, doing that research, really looking that up and understanding that, where they're coming from, are these legitimate or not? It really makes you really don't know until you really start doing your homework. And so if you are on Facebook, if you're in the U.S. military or a defense contractor, I don't care if you're the janitor or the CEO, and somebody comes knocking, it makes sense to want to basically vet them out before you start, let's say, downloading those PDF job applications that could be infected, or going to those websites, that could be infected or get you infected. So these are huge problems that we have. So make sure that you're always checking your sources, making sure that these people are legit. And quite frankly, if the job sounds too good to be true, odds are it probably is. And I think that's important to note, because a lot of people coming out of the military, and I'll be perfectly honest, U.S. military personnel don't make nearly as much as what the private sector does. And so these jobs can look very lucrative at times. And I think that's a very important thing to think about and consider as well. There are plenty of legitimate jobs out there, for our retiring military personnel to get, but oftentimes it could be fake, or sometimes at least it could be fake. So check your sources, make sure you're vetting those websites before you go to them. Make sure you're scanning those PDFs before you open them, and make sure the people that you are talking to are actually legitimate, because quite frankly, it's easy to fake this day and age, especially on free platforms where anybody can sign up and be anybody else. We have total anonymity, and they use it to their advantage. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP, and please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, everyone.